Shalom from Jerusalem. Today's update is kind of exciting because things have really snowballed here. Things are moving and it's fun and exciting, and we see God's hand totally in it. So we want to share with you today what God is doing in and through our lives. Firstly, where did our visa come from? Long story short, it came from a friend of mine who runs the Aliyah return centre in the Galilee. Now, he made some phone calls and this all went through without a hitch. It was really quite amazing.
It was pretty amazing because it's taken a long time and then it all just happened. We picked the kids up, got on a bus and got up to the Ministry of Interior there at 10 a.m. And we kind of weren't sure if we were even going to get the visa that day or not, because everything takes a long time in Israel, as we had been finding out. And so finally our number was called, and James and the guy in charge of visas from the Aliyah Return Centre went in, and they were in there for an hour doing the visa processes. And during that time I was out in the waiting room with the kids, and I prayed and just said, because I wasn't sure on moving up to the Galilee, but mainly because I don't like change. So I prayed and said, Lord, if you give us our visas today, if we get them today without any further need for anything else, no further processes, if we get it today, it's a confirmation for me that you're calling us to the Galilee. And then James comes out of the office and he kind of gives me a thumbs up, and I was like, what does that mean? And he said, it's done. We got our visas, they're stamped, it's approved, it's done.
Very interesting that it would happen, the visa from the Galilee, because I had said to Maddie for about 3 months, what about the Galilee? You know, maybe we could go up there. It is a lot cheaper to rent in the Galilee.
It's a lot hotter up there though.
It is a lot hotter. It is. There's a few more bugs. But we didn't have a car. Okay, so we don't have a car. You know, can't get to the Galilee. The public transport's just not as comprehensive up there. But somebody donated a car to the Jerusalem Journal. Now, this is absolutely amazing. We'd just got our visa through my friend in the Galilee. Then somebody donated a car to the Jerusalem Journal, which we tried to exchange for cash, but no, they were convinced, this person from America, convinced that God was telling them to give a car. And so we said, okay, and Brian doesn't really need a car, or didn't really want the cost of running a car, so we are stewards of the Jerusalem Journal car at the moment, which is awesome.
It's so good.
So what about ICEJ? They are who we thought that we were going to get our visa coming through, and we had a project lined up. They wanted some work done, and we'd offered to do that in return for a visa. Well, Maddie and I were strongly convinced that we're still to serve with them for a season. So I've done 2 weeks with them so far, and what a great team. It's awesome. I'm there getting involved, and God's really utilising the skills that and experience that He's already given me in there at ICEJ, the Christian Embassy in Jerusalem. So it's quite an honour to be serving with them.
Yeah, ICEJ is the International Christian Embassy in Jerusalem. That's what it stands for.
So now with visas in hand and the access to a car, and costs being a lot cheaper in the Galilee, we were feeling to move up there. Then we get a phone call, again, people that we'd met in the Galilee said, hey, want to introduce you to this amazing family who have a home here, and they're going back to America. They really just visit. They own the house and they just visit the land from time to time. And so we were introduced, we met people. It's a beautiful home, owned by a beautiful family who have such a heart for God, and they're really convinced that they were to bless us with access to this house. The rent and the agreement we have with them is very, very reasonable. In fact, it's amazing. I'm able to help around the house, do a few odd jobs to help pay towards rent. So
it's the type of arrangement that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's such a provision through God.
That's it.
That's the only
That's it.
the only way you can explain it. It just, you would never get what we are going to be moving into for what we're going to have.
Yeah. It's amazing. So there's a place for the kids to run and play.
Yeah.
It's close to the supermarket. There's even a swimming pool, and we can even have a view of the lake.
There's not a swimming pool at the house.
No, there's not a swimming pool at the house. There's a swimming pool up the road. And I haven't actually figured out how expensive that is. But anyway, it's cool. And totally God's provision. No.
So, what about the Jerusalem Journal, you say?
The Jerusalem Journal continues. And so for the last 4 months, we've been working relatively remotely because I can't, the office was across one of the borders, so without a visa we couldn't go there. But we're working over Skype, over Messenger, and so we've learnt to work remotely. And we've also believed that there's a blessing with the Galilee and Jerusalem working together. In fact, in Psalm 133, it says, "How good and pleasant is it when God's people live together in unity. It is like the precious oil poured out on the head, running down on the beard, running down on Aaron's beard, down on the collar of his robe. It is as if the dew of Hermon were falling on Mount Zion. For there the Lord bestows his blessing, even life forevermore." Mount Hermon is in the Galilee. Mount Zion is in Jerusalem. So when those two places, when brothers come together, and the psalm is talking about the divided kingdoms, the divided north and southern kingdoms of Israel. But when brothers are working together, when they come together, God commands a blessing. And so we see this, we see God's leading, and the Jerusalem Journal remains alive. We are still committed to doing that work, but God is leading us also to branch out into other connections and other works in the land, which is really exciting because I am a connector. I enjoy bringing pieces together all for His glory and His purpose.
So, to cover a few questions that you might have, what exactly is it that you do? How
do I do?
How are you serving or blessing Israel and the Jewish people?
Yeah, so with the Jerusalem Journal, I work on analytics. At the moment, there's been a lot of systems put in place, but analytics to determine the best way to engage with people. Why? The Jerusalem Journal aims to be a significant influence over the internet and social media, a positive influence for Israel, towards Christians around the world, generating understanding, and also news articles that relate to Israel. The Chaim Report is a new feature, which is going to be, I think it's going to be absolutely great. Nobody else is doing this, and aggregating news sources from all over the world in one place, and those stories are Israel focused. So we're not writing them, we're collecting all of the relevant news that is Israel related and putting it in one place, the Chaim Report on the JerusalemJournal.net. With ICEJ, I am working on the HR systems. So God's given me skills and experience to help them develop organisational processes that are efficient for the day and age that we live in, helping them with recruitment, volunteer processing, and also stuff, health and well-being, right through to exiting stuff. So,
and that's 2 days a week with ICEJ at the moment, and that's just until we move up to the Galilee. So it's to get it up and running and then pass it on.
That's right. It's a project. It's a project base. That I know what they want to achieve. My job is to help analyse what they currently do, put something new in place, and get that implemented and running smoothly, all in as short a period of time as possible.
So then the Aliyah Return Centre, which is the organisation that we got our visa through in the Galilee, tell us about that.
The Aliyah Return Centre has an amazing project, in fact a world first project where a Christian organisation has a signed contract with the Jewish agency. There is a rundown area of one kibbutz called Bet Zara. The kibbutz is called Bet Zara, and Bet Zera, correction.
It means house of seed.
It means house of seed. And so a boarding house on the kibbutz, about 12 buildings there, have been run down, kind of been a home for pigeons for the last 10 years. These buildings have been offered a contracted lease, and Christians from all over the world are invited to come and renovate these buildings to house new Olim, new Jewish people arriving in the land, and also lone soldiers. There's going to be a business incubation hub as well in one of the buildings, which I'm looking forward to helping out with, and many other things. But this is just that's just a start. The fact that a Christian organisation is working with the Jewish Agency on this scale of project is
amazing.
Amazing.
It just does not happen in Israel.
So New Zealanders, there is an opportunity, and we want to organise a team of New Zealanders to come over and help out, renovate one of these buildings. It's going to be a great opportunity, great way to see and bless the land, and really bless the Jewish people as we're helping house them and introduce them and get them to the land and get them on their feet.
And for Israelis to know that there are New Zealanders who love Israel and support Israel. So, your role specifically with Aliyah Return Centre?
My role, first off, is video production and marketing. So that's it. I do media manager. I'm going to be taking the video of the old building, trying to share the story of what the scope of this project.
It's a massive project.
A huge job. It could be around $10 or $12 million job. So that's the kind of money that we'll be looking to raise internationally, and sharing the video message of that, and also sharing the development as things go on. There are 2 buildings completed. That's the volunteer building, and there are lone soldiers living on the premises already. So this is actually happening. It's going ahead, and we've been invited to be part of it.
It's really exciting. Yeah.
In summary, God has blessed me with the skills and experience to bless organisations, that's plural organisations, here in the land. And it's enabling them, I'm an enabler, enabling them to continue to produce good fruit here in the land.
So James needs prayer for time management, because he's going to be doing the Jerusalem Journal and Aliyah Return Centre side by side. So.
And ICEJ as well,
yeah.
And a few other things. So yes, I'm busy, but I also believe that God is leading me and teaching me to not get stuck in the detail, to do what I do best, and to allow others to pick up and continue on. A special thank you to our faithful supporters. In fact, if you're watching this part of our video, then we do know that your hearts are truly with us.
Yeah. Nice work.
Yeah. The thing about being involved with internet analytics is I actually know how many people don't watch our videos or even open our emails. And so if you are watching this, you are special to us, and we thank you. We still have a long way to go with our fundraising, and obviously moving to the Galilee is a great way to bring our costs down. So we're really trying to do our part, and obviously the most importantly is follow the Lord's leading.
Yeah.
He gave us the car, and we trust He's going to give us what we need to run that, and everything else that He knows we need, we trust that we will receive. Yeah, that's all from us. Thank you.
And we got more updates coming soon, and check out the links. There's more information on the Aliyah Return Centre. You can look at their videos, look at their website. Yeah. We're about to head off to a Seder for Passover, which starts tonight.
Yeah.
So what is it? Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
That's terrible Hebrew. Don't repeat that.
Pesach Sameach. Shalom.
Shalom.